If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
So my name is Srini. I have total 15 years of experience, and I've taken batches for DevOps, Big Data, Hadoop, Java J2EE, and others as well. Yes, definitely. We are planning to start them as well with ZaranTech, and hopefully, if any one of you joins there, you can also see me there. Well, so and when it comes to my teaching, I've taken almost like 700 plus batches so far, especially on the DevOps, and it's been a long tenure. I mean, from past 10 years, I've been teaching. Okay, so that's a little bit about the introduction that I have. I'll just slowly, give a guide to the, LMS that we have and the journey that we are going through. Okay, so today is the, introduction, guys. So it's overview of DevOps. So I can also make the session more intuitive by using the annotation. So what do I do is, using this annotation, I can actually point out at a particular topic, or if I want to scribble something, I can scribble, and I can make the session more interactive at the same time being intuitive, right? Sometimes, figuratively, if I draw something, that helps you to guys get connected. Okay, so trust me, we are going to have lots of hands-on as much as theory, and once we understand the concepts, we'll slowly delve into the hands-on session, and that hands-on session is going to be very interesting. Okay, first I'll talk about the course curriculum. Okay, once I speak about the course curriculum, I'll talk about the miscellaneous or add-on things that I'm going to share from my side, especially to you participants, to actually have the best of the best sessions. Okay, so first let me actually talk about the roadmap that we have. Okay, so what we have here is, so this is the program. If you can see my screen clearly, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom the screen a little bit so that helps you to understand clearly. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so yeah, this is what it is. Okay, so first topic that we're going to cover today is overview of DevOps. Then we're going to get into version control with the Git, and then we have Git, Jenkins, and Maven integration. Of course, before that, I will have to talk about Maven also. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, we're going to cascade 2 or 3 or more tools. Okay, let me help you to understand this. Though we're going to get into the PPT, so sometimes it's also better from my side to actually give you a overview. So inside DevOps, right, we have few set of tools, okay, which you can combine and bring them together for you to have the right kind of automation. Okay, so I will also talk about, with the classic example, why do you need automation and what else you can actually achieve with DevOps slowly. But what I would like to talk you about the roadmap is, we're going to talk about a tool, probably a tool or a two, combine them together to achieve a cumulative automation out of it. So you can actually bring two tools together to combine a mega tool. That tool is going to actually give you the best of the best practices, industry best practices. You can call it as automation, you can call it as a process, you can call it as an end-to-end delivery. There are a lot of jargons that you will be hearing about DevOps in the industry, and I'm here to actually give you a complete understanding today. what is DevOps all about, what you're going to learn, and what is it you can expect from the next of the sessions. Okay, so okay, let me erase these things. Okay, so like I said, we'll talk about the overview of DevOps, then we'll get into the Git. And before actually getting the Git, Jenkins, and Maven integration, of course, I need to talk about Maven. Okay, so probably I'll take a session on Maven, and then what we can do is we can add Git, Maven, and Jenkins together. I hope, guys, this makes a sense, right? As I told you earlier, in order for you to get a mega tool, you actually combine two or three tools together. In order to combine these two or three tools together, you need to first understand them individually. That is what we're going to do. Once we are done with this, we're going to have Selenium integration. We see some participants from testing background. They're going to find it really interesting. So once we understand about the Selenium automation, we're going to combine them back again with the Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins is a workflow engine. Okay, where you can bring all the pieces together. As simple as you can, if you can see this session, right? So this session is happening only by the means of Zoom. So Zoom is actually helping me and you guys to get connected. We are having a platform here for us to actually make a systematic approach for teaching the sessions, right? So I hope you guys are able to find my analogies interesting. Can you guys please confirm on the chat? So this is what I do. Whenever I explain few things, I also look for a confirmation from your side, because I cannot enable each and one guys. Instead of that, I can actually ask you to type it on the chat so that I can understand it better whether you're able to follow me or not. Now, what I need from you guys is, so far, whatever I explain, hope you guys are on the same page. No problem, Sanjay. I'm gonna make it more and more comfortable. Don't worry, don't worry. Yes, Kumar, of course. How about Nori? Still getting along, Nori? I mean, are you able to understand?
Yes,
Good,
the
awesome.
only thing is my chat box is disabled, so
Okay, so I really like the way how you actually responded to this. Good, fine.
sorry about that.
No, 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 no. This is what I want from you guys. Okay, feel comfortable. Okay, this session is for you. Okay, I'm here for you to give you the best. You can extract as much as information. Of course, being a trainer, I can't conceal any information. I have to give everything the best, but definitely you can, ask me and say, Srini, I think I need some kind of another analogy for me to help connect it better. Of course, this is a technical subject, but I try to map all the technicalities with a functional understanding. So my sessions are going to be start from a layman perspective, so that we slowly add everything together, and we're going to have a compounding effect as we progress with the sessions. Okay, now,
Thank you.
so sure. Once we are done with overview of DevOps, we'll talk about Git, Jenkins, and Maven. I'll come back and actually talk about these things. Okay, we'll talk about these things. What you're going to do particularly with each and every section. Okay, then we have continuous testing with Selenium, continuous deployment, containerization, continuous deployment, configuration management with Ansible, containerization with Kubernetes, monitoring with Nagios, and introduction to DevOps on cloud. Okay, and finally, I can actually talk about few resume building activities, or if you have to go through any certification, you can. But as of now, there is no standard DevOps certification. It's not like DevOps doesn't have its own community. Okay, let me tell you, this is very interesting. All these tools were existing before, few of them too, few of the tools. Maven was actually existing more than a decade, probably a 15 years back. It's a very old tool, legacy tool, but still it's used in the industry widely. I'll talk about Maven and its capabilities later, but what we did is whatever the tools that we wanted to bring it under DevOps, okay, we brought them together and we started talking them as a DevOps tool. Okay, and one more heads up, guys. First session, okay, first session is going to be little tricky for you because I need to set the expectations and I need to talk about various things here. So obviously, end of session today, we're going to have come back and we're going to discuss with you back again what you understood so far and how are we actually progressing, so that I can try to tweak things a little bit from my side. Okay, so all these things, don't worry about all these things. Okay, we're going to get into each and one amongst them. I'll also explain while I actually go through the slides. Okay, this is first thing which I would like to mention. Okay, I hope you guys are clear about the roadmap, what we are going to understand. Of course, you don't know what are these things, but as of now, you know that this is your roadmap. Can you guys please confirm on the chat, or you can actually talk, feel free as well.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Uh, so while we are doing all these integration with the different tools, what kind of cloud we'll be using?
Okay, that's a good question. So what we're going to do is, that's a great question. In fact, I should really appreciate it. So let me set you the context here, guys. Now, nowadays, you're hearing a lot of cloud providers, right? So can someone name one of the cloud providers? One is AWS. What else we have?
What's your
GCP, Azure, and Adobe. Oracle also has its own cloud. Okay. Now, I would like to actually talk about these cloud environments and what do you have inside these cloud environments. Okay, these cloud environments formerly were only supporting virtual machines and networking alone. I repeat, these cloud machines are only meant, I'm talking about earlier, okay, probably 2 or 3 years back. These cloud machines were meant for you to launch the instance and install all these tools on top of it. This is going to be very interesting. You have the cloud environment and you're going to install all these tools together on the cloud environment. Now what has happened from the past year or so, these cloud providers, what they started understanding is that all these tools can be brought into the cloud providers as services alone. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, what I mean to say is, if you have Git, generally Git is a third-party tool. Most of all the tools are third-party tools. They don't have a combined, they do not belong to the same community. For example, Git is from different open source. Maven belongs to Apache. Jenkins belongs to some other community. Docker belongs to some other community. And Kubernetes belongs to Google. Puppet belongs to some other community. And Ansible belongs to some other community, Red Hat. Okay, so this is an interesting fact here. All these tools are from different providers. Now, what cloud providers thought is, why don't I actually bring these tools as a services? That is what you have so many services inside AWS or Azure or GCP. Okay, so here is what I can promise from my sessions. Although we are going to not talk about the entire services, we are instead, see, you cannot concentrate on multiple cloud providers because each one amongst them have their own different implementation perspectives. What we're going to do is we're going to with help of actually understanding all these tools, you're gonna have a better control on all of those services from all the cloud providers. Having said that, I'm not going to make you alone. That is the reason why we do have a separate session for introduction to the cloud and what do we do inside the cloud. Okay, now here is the thing. Most of our labs can happen on our local system, or I can help you to get started with GCP. I'll talk with the support team here, and I'll see if I can get some, accounts, free trial accounts, where we can actually leverage the best, or I can definitely, help you guys to get you onboarded on GCP. How do you actually, get a free trial account? It's going to be very interesting. Okay, so this is what I can actually talk about in terms of cloud. Now, this cloud can be used from Puppet, because Puppet requires multiple instances. Okay, you need to spawn a master, couple of slaves or 3 slaves, and you need to definitely have three or more instances. That's where we can, uh, you know, uh, predominantly, work on the cloud. For Puppet, Ansible, and Kubernetes, I need to spin up 3 or 4 instances, and I'll tell you how to apply a firewall and a few things, few tweaks that you need to do inside the cloud provider. And having said that, I can also talk about a little bit of AWS. These two are becoming very, very popular. So the same thing follows with Azure also, although we need not get more into Azure. If I can at least show you one cloud environment, how do you actually create an instance inside and what do you need to do inside, that will actually help you get started and you can understand about cloud more better. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, got it.
Excellent, excellent, good.
So,
Mhm.
uh, so I'm also trying to understand, like, while we are understanding all these tools,
Mhm.
uh, as you mentioned, that we'll be doing some hands-on, right? So I guess that will cover all the different aspects of, like, how we can use DevOps on the clouds and what we can do, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in
Okay.
order to make the session more interesting, at the same time, I don't want you guys to, I want you guys to make it as much as attentive as I can. So I have also prepared few more, I prepared Google Drives from my side. I'm gonna actually share it to the support team. They're gonna share it with you, and also a running notes. This is a very interesting thing. Running notes contains the topics that I'm going to cover, the hands-on commands that we are going to enter, and explanation for each and every command apart from what I'm explaining. So this will be solid 45 to 50 pages, and I have prepared this especially for you batch, for you guys to actually find it more interesting. And at the same time, I don't want you guys to lose from the track. Let's say you get disconnected for 5 minutes, there's an internet issue, we cannot stop something, right? For certain aspects, if someone comes back and, you know talks like, okay, where are we, I will be actually going through the running notes, and I can explain you each and every command, so that you do have a definite curriculum and hands-on commands for which you will keep on practicing. And trust me, that's going to be very interactive, and you will not lose anything, because you miss a small information, that's going to have a compounding effect. Got it?
Okay.
That's good. Nice. So what is it? So what I would like to suggest is, let's get into overview of DevOps now. Okay, but before that, a small thing. um, in the LMS, we do have a technical support team who can actually help you with, um, submitting a support ticket. In case if you have anything, you can actually feel free to reach out to them. Trust me, they are pretty quick. They can actually reach out to you as soon as they can actually. But yeah, most of the things, okay, the good thing is that you can actually discuss with me also. If you face any issue, I can see if I can resolve it from my side. If not, definitely you can reach out to the support team. Then you can actually call out at these numbers. We do have a you know technical support from the Zoom meeting. But trust me, Zoom is really good standard. And we do have few more links. We have the video recorded sessions here. We have the course content, and we have few materials. Let me look at it. I have, yeah, there you go. So I have asked the content team to upload one by one. So as of now, we have it for overview of DevOps. Tomorrow we're gonna look at Git. Trust me, it's gonna be very interesting because you're gonna do hands-on along with me. I'm gonna teach you here. You can try it out yourself. So one more thing, you can ask me one more thing. So Srini, how are we supposed to understand the installation of these tools? I'm going to cover the installation as well. It's going to be very interesting. Okay. Then one more interesting question. I mean, as we actually, progress with the sessions, we're going to cover every aspect. One more interesting aspect I have here for you guys is few of you are from Windows background. Few are you from Linux background. How are we going to do a justification? Well, that's a very interesting question. Okay. For this, I'm gonna teach few of the tools on Windows. Whatever that we can do on Windows, we can actually go ahead with the Windows operating system. Then probably that is going to cover only 40% alone. 60% of the rest of the tools, we're gonna move back to Linux. Don't worry, I will ensure that you're feeling comfortable on Linux. Anyone new to Linux here?
I am.
There you go.
I am
So,
too.
so I will ensure that you guys will get hands-on on Linux as well. Okay, so that's what I have the plan. Okay, so with this, I think we have covered most of the aspects. And then what else I have in LMS? You can see the session meeting links here. There you go. And yeah, so probably each of the section which I described, which I explained to you, right, guys? For example, Git is going to take probably solid 4 hours. And the running notes will help you to not only keep up the pace, it will keep the keep the session more interesting, and you're not going to run out of the pace. I don't mean to say like we should be running. As long as you're walking steadily, that should be fine. And each tool may take a couple of sessions. Okay, so that is the reason why I think more or less within we are designed 36 to 40 hours. That's what we have in total. Probably we'll miss. I think we can utilize 40 hours because this includes, let's say I finish everything by 38 hours. The next 2 hours are a dedicated session. We can talk about the further steps. What are further steps here? I can give you career guidance. I can give you resume writing tips. I can talk about how do you actually need to prepare for the interview. And, I'll probably, we can actually revisit few things. And on top of that, I can actually give you some projects for certain tools. For example, if you take Jenkins, we have a CI/CD pipeline. I'm going to actually, help you to create a pipeline from the scratch. We're going to use a project for that. Okay. All these things are properly planned, discussed well in advance, so that nothing is a surprising visit for you. Okay. So are you guys excited to get started with the session today? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So does this require any coding knowledge?
That's good. That's a good question. Okay. DevOps usually, I'm just saying, if there are people who are coming from the coding background, they have a slight advantage. Not because they do coding, but they do have a good understanding about the software development lifecycle. Now, why am I actually talking these things? Because DevOps is actually helping you to do the right automation at the right time in a timely manner for you to actually fulfill the release cycle. This is very interesting. What do I mean by that? Generally, actually, we are starting with waterfall now. If you can see my screen. In Agile, we have shorter release cycles. For shorter release cycles, we need to actually put in these tools. These tools may have some scripting knowledge required. Those scripting knowledge, everything will be taught by me. So just relax, sit back and relax, and you can just follow my sessions. Nothing is a surprise. I can't actually come up with a preconceived notion saying that, come on, you already know this. I'm not going to talk like that. I hope that answer your questions.
That's fine.
Good, very good. Right. So, introduction to DevOps. Okay, you should be asking me introduction to DevOps, but what are we doing with waterfall model? There's a point here, because when there is a change in the trend, we stick to those practices. What do I mean by this? Let me give you a realistic examples. 20 years back, how do you used to book the tickets? Come on, guys, you can be little interactive. You can speak. Any one of you can speak. How do you used to book tickets? Railway tickets, especially 25 years back. You never used to do it online. You go manually.
Go to a window, station window.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, a trend. That was a trend those days. What's a trend now? Open an app, book the ticket. Well, what do I mean by this? When there's a change in the trend, we are coming up with better automation. Do you guys agree? All of you. Come on, let's make it more interactive.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we're going to talk about. I would like to set the context here. Okay. Now, let's talk about waterfall model. A waterfall model is kind of a software development lifecycle. What do I mean by this? In order to actually develop a software, we do have certain practices. These practices will help us to actually get started with the process, systematic workflow, and better way of handling the entire software project. So this is a model, waterfall model. As the name implies, waterfall model is something like this. You have one box, you have the other box. Top-down approach. Okay, that means we're going to start with requirements here, do the development, and you can talk about testing here, and finally the release. Okay, so in this aspect, waterfall model is easy to understand, allow for easy testing and analysis, saves a significant amount of time. Okay, Good for small projects if all requirements are clearly defined, allows for departmentalization and managerial control. What do I mean to say? What do I mean by this? As I told you, we have separation of concerns here. That means as long as you have a business requirement, no one is going to poke you. These are business analysts. And you have a development team. These are developers. No one is going to intervene with you. You have testing team. They test it on their own. You have a release team. All these four teams have their own departments. That is departmentalization and managerial control. No one is going to, interfere with the others. They're going to do on their own. Advantages. These advantages are very, very clear, and they also define a particular process for you to get the best. Now, what's next? Disadvantages, right? Anything that we're going to discuss, we need to first talk about the advantage and disadvantage for us to actually get a better clarity and to get an entire picture. Risky and uncertain. Why? Because as I told you, we have business analysts, we have developers, we have testers, and we have the release engineers. All of them work in silos. It's uncertain, definitely. When you do not have a proper collaboration, no collaboration, okay, what happens here is business analyst will give the requirement to developer. A particular developer comes back and says, I don't see a proper requirement specified here. Okay, so let's have a clear understanding on this. What do I mean by this? For few people, this session might be little slow because you may feel like I'm covering the basics, but I need to cover the basics, guys. Imagine, so this is your project. Okay, Amazon website is your project. Imagine. Now, when you actually look at this website, imagine that the business analyst who actually given a complete overview about understanding about how to develop a product, the business analyst has critically missed a login functionality here. What do the developers say now? He'll go back to the business analyst. He has to go back and say, come on guys, you said you want to create an e-commerce website where we can sell all the products, but you don't have a login feature itself implemented. Guys, is this valid? Hope you guys can understand this.
3 accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Good. Now, that's risky and uncertain. Lack of visibility, right? Because when the business analysts start working on something for the requirement, developers do not know what requirement gathering is happening. Not suitable when the requirement keeps changing. Oh God, this is a compounding effect. See, what I mean to say is business analyst, developers, testers, and release engineers, BDTR. Just have this notation. I mean, BDTR. B stands for business analysts, D for developers, T for testers, and R for release engineers. Now, business analysts will give the to the development team. The classic example, what I explained to you now, is they missed a critical functionality. They have to go back, and they need to give it back again. Okay, thank God this is at the first stage. Okay, let's give an naming convention: 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the levels. From 0 level, it's going to first level. Okay, it has to come back to 0 level again. Fine. Now, during the testing team found out that there is a critical miss in terms of the requirement. What do I mean to say? Because not all things can be actually found out by developers, guys. See, there's a classic saying that when you're working on a product, you need to involve the field engineers. When you are actually developing a car, an automobile, definitely you need to have the automobile engineers there. Only if you have the automobile engineers there, they can predict or suggest the best design.
An automobile, definitely you need to have the automobile engineers there. Only if you have the automobile engineers there.
Guys, I see some background. I mean, you guys can actually mute yourself. Please don't mind because I see my own echo here. I hear my own echo. I'm really sorry, guys. But I don't mean to, you know, stop being interactive here. You can still be interactive. Please type it on the chat. I'll look once in a while. Good. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. So if these critical engineers are being missed, definitely it's a huge miss, right? So what happens again in BDTR, business business analysts, developers, testers, and release engineers? So 0, 1, 2, 3, BDTR. Testing teams finds out something is missing. They have to go back to developers. Develop need to get back into the get back with the business analyst. Similarly, at the release time, you found out something is missing. Release team will go back to testing team. Testing team will go back to development team. Development team will need to go back to the business analyst. This is very difficult. Not suitable when the requirement keeps changing. It keeps on changing, not suitable. Difficult to make changes when it is at the testing phase. Definitely, guys, it's a long process. Business analysts, they will take 2 months. Developers will take 2 months. Testing 2 months, release maybe 1 month. Now you're spending huge amount of time, investing huge amount of time. Everything has lack of collaboration. This is very dangerous. Not suitable for large product. End product is available only at the end. This is very important. See, when when you wanted to have a look at the product, okay, you need to do it at pilot. You need to do a kind of piloting basis. That means show a demo, see if the product owner or the one who wants to develop you the product is getting satisfied. Product owner, he needs to give you an approval. Okay, this is what we are trying, we are traveling on the right path. Otherwise what happens? Release it, product owner says, come on guys, this is not what I'm expecting. Go back, reset 1 year again. Let's travel back 1 year again. That's not going to work out. This is the advantage. This is the disadvantage. In order to overcome this disadvantage, we have agile methodology. Instead of having, you know, business analysts, developers, testing and release working at silos, we combine them. Oh, this is more or less the same thing, guys. Don't worry about these things. So business analysts, developers, testers, and the release engineers. Okay, all these people work together in a shorter life cycle, shorter release cycle, that is like 2 weeks. Whatever they develop, they give a demo with the product owner. Shall I give you one more good example here? Now we are at session 1. Why I'm actually prompting you to, you know, give me a feedback immediately. How am I traveling with the pace? How am I traveling, you know, in terms of giving you the explanation or analogy? Why am I asking this continuously? Because I want continuous improvement. Improvement is something, optimization is something, it does not happen at the end. It should start from the beginning itself. That's why I'm setting up the expectations, fine tuning it, getting a feedback from you. Immediately you're asking me questions, I'm answering you. Does that make sense? That's what agile should follow. Develop something, test with the product owner whether this is correct. Product owner gives you feedback. It goes to the second release cycle. Again, on second release cycle, you have a demo. This demo will again go through with the product owner. He'll say, okay, everything is fine. I need small changes on the color. This will come part of next release cycle. Okay. In Agile, this you call it as sprint. Anyone heard about it?
Yeah.
Yes. These sprints is 2 weeks generally. What do you have inside this? You have developers, Business analysts, mostly it's less because you don't require more document. So when you're doing in an incremental fashion, you need to have less documentation. That's the advantage here. We have testers and you have release engineers. All of them work as a single team. This is the team which they will work on sprint 1, sprint 2. That means every 2 weeks, all of them will work together to go for a release. You have a retrospective meeting, sprint demo. Sprint demo means you're going to demo it. Sprint retrospective means they will say something can be improved. I'll say, for example, let's say I'm talking very fast. End of the session, you'll come back and say, Srini, if you don't mind, can you please reduce the pace? For tomorrow's session, I'll reduce the pace. This is a very professional approach, and you're having the right attitude to change. Change is inevitable. Change is the only constant. You might have heard about the proverbs, right? This kind of methodology is perfectly adaptable. Okay, it is susceptible for changes. Any change that you bring in the middle, let's say today we said we need to have a website. Tomorrow you'll come back and say I need a Android application. Not much of time wasted, only 2 weeks wasted. Following me, guys? Are we on the right track?
Yep. Yep. It could be any functionality also.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. How about the others?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's what it is. Agile has advantages, adaptability, fixes errors early. That's what I said. Improves the quality.
Basically,
Allow. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, smaller releases,
Yeah.
less risk of
Exactly.
failing the product overall. It's just like dividing the product into the small things and then go like step by step, right?
Yes. 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 So I'll give you a very realistic example, guys. Let's say I started, learning on a new subject. It can be anything. Let's say I wanted, all of a sudden I found out I wanted to learn about chemistry, all the formulas, right? Today I started with 1 hour. After spending 1 hour, I understood that my approach is incorrect. I have to change my approach. This is the right attitude. What I mean to say is failing very, these are scholarly advice and scholarly words, right? That's what this methodology keeps you on top of any other methodologies. If you wanted to fail, okay, fail it fast. Nothing wrong in failing it, but fail it fast, adopt quick. That's what I would say. Fail fast, adopt quick. That's the slogan that we have for Agile. Fail fast, adopt quick. Please remember this. Basing on these things, we are gonna actually deduce all the tools. Fail fast, adopt quick. Okay, let's remember this. Now, improves the quality of product and makes it highly error free because we have enough time. We spent quality time. Allow for direct communication, highly suitable for large and long-term projects. Okay, now when you actually talk about quality, highly error free, good example is while I'm actually teaching you the session, I'm actually ascertaining few facts from you, asking you questions. Are we traveling on the right approach? Because it's still not the end of the batch. It's very early. So I would like to tune according to your mentality, your approach. So that is the reason why, um, you know, in the same approach, Agile has been highly successful, very robust, very lucrative, very productive, right? So, okay. Now, this Agile, what it did is, yeah, we'll talk about little few disadvantages. Not suitable for complex project, lacks documentation. You don't have documentation because even here, I'm not giving you any documentation first. I'm just going through the sessions and I'm testing whether we are going on the right track, and we'll take it forward. Highly dependent on clear customer requirements. I agree. Quite difficult to predict time, effort for larger projects. Yes, larger project is difficult, but still it's manageable, I would say, comparatively with, you know, waterfall model. What do we see here? What is iteration, guys? Can you guys tell me? Because we need to connect with the next topic. What is iteration? Can someone say?
I guess it's a repeating of one kind of some. Let's say if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, you each time you repeat. And
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Repeated cycle.
Very good. Can I say something like continuous here? A close synonym?
Yes.
Very good. That's what I want from you guys. Kind of a continuous improvement, iteration. There you go. Before getting into DevOps, we understood how we got into DevOps. Because in order to go for a continuous improvement or continuous deployment, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous code quality, we need to have a collaborative, continuous effort, continuous development, continuous integration. Whatever it is being developed, for example, we have Noori here, we have Sanjay here, I have Srini myself, and we have one more person, right? I mean, sorry, let me look at it. Kumar, right? We four
yeah,
people, yeah, we need to collaborate each other. Noori will send to Kumar, Sanjay will send to me. This requires continuous integration because whatever we are doing, collaboratively, that should be combined. Do you guys agree? It's when it's a team effort.
yep,
Yes.
Very good, very good. Continuous integration. So continuous development, you need to have Git tool. You need to make use of collaboration. Git will help you to collaborate continuous development. Okay. Continuous integration, you need to have tools something like Jenkins, where you can actually have everything in one place. Of course, apart from Git, you also have Maven, which will help you to do the continuous development. Continuous testing, you have Selenium. Continuous deployment, you have Docker and Kubernetes. Of course, Puppet and Ansible will also come here. Continuous monitoring, you have Nagios. Guys, is it interesting now?
yeah. That's
Are yeah,
more
are we
clear
able
now.
to deduce in the right way? Sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's I think relates very easily. Like which are the different tools at what step we can use them.
Okay, this phase is very important, guys. Nori, Sanjay, Kumar, if you have any questions.
Can you explain this again for me, please?
No problem, no problem. That's good. It's good that someone is feeling comfortable to come back to trainer and say, can you please explain again? That's very humble, much appreciated. Okay, so what happens, Nori, here? If I go back to the previous slide, um, here, what we are doing is whenever you're developing something, let's take Amazon, website. You saw the Amazon website, right, Nuri?
Yes.
In Amazon website, what is happening is we are creating an interface, a user interface. This user interface should be actually developed by we four of us. Okay, Kumar, Srini, Sanjay, and Nuri. Right? You agree? You clear on this?
Yes.
Now, what is that actually challenging here? When you do a coding, Nuri, your code should be integrated with rest of the team. Is it correct?
Correct.
Because, for example, divide this page into 4 parts. First quadrant you're developing, second, third, and fourth, respectively, by us. When you're developing the first quadrant, when you actually added some color, what's your favorite color?
White.
Okay, so you added white color here. So this white color, you wanted to have it at the home page on the left hand side. This needs to be developed by you and integrated by you, tested, released, and monitored by you. What do I mean to say is, when you change the color to white, this has to be tested with the entire application. Okay, integrated. First of all, you need to develop this, and you need to have one possibility where you can actually integrate all the changes together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you attached or once you appended your changes to the home page, you need to test it so that it does not have any errors. You need to, deploy it. This deployment should not take much time, Nuri, because the moment when you make a change, it should get impacted in the, you know, integration. It is continuous. That means the moment when you make a change and commit, rest of the steps should follow like a pipeline. It's like a complete end-to-end automation. So for you to do the testing, you need to have continuous testing. You need to for you to do the development, continuous development. For you to deploy it, if you do not know what is deployment, deployment is nothing but installation of your changes. That means you want to deploy a war file or a jar file. So you can see on the website. Continuous monitoring means how you can, see those changes on the website, and if you want to monitor them, that is continuous monitoring. Now, if I go back here, that is what it is. Continuous deployment, integration, testing, continuous development, integration, testing, deployment, and monitoring. Is it clear now?
Yes. Thank you.
Very good. So that's what we will get into continuous deployment, right? So continuous development, I'm really sorry. Continuous development, this is where we'll talk about the collaboration tools. Now, let me pause here. Let me pause here and let me show you something very interesting. Chronological order, right? First, you talk about the agile transformations. Then you have Git, little bit of Java, Maven, and then you go to the Jenkins testing tools. That is Selenium. I will also add few miscellaneous things. This is the bonus that I'm giving it from my side. Apart from the curriculum that we have, I'm going to teach you 1 or 2 topics extra. So that thing, I will share the content if it is required. We have the best support team who can actually make us the content if it is required, and also the necessary infrastructure. So these are the things in chronological order. So this Google Drive also, I'll share it with you guys. Um, I'll talk the support team to send it to you. Now, when we start with the continuous development, like I said, we have four people and we need to get collaborated. In order to do the collaboration, we need to have an intuitive tool. That's what Git does for you. So I'll just show you Git bash. Okay, let me show you. A small demo will help you to get connected. This probably will discuss tomorrow, of course, but when I say Git status, it says it's not a Git repository. So ls means, so let me, I'll talk about these commands later. So I'll create a directory. Okay, let's say I am actually starting my development here. So I need to initialize as a Git repository. If I say Git status, it says no commits yet. So we will commit it. We will share the code with the other developers. Suppose Noori is developing on her system. Imagine this is her system. Once she develops her code, she will push it to the central repository. So here you have this is a local and this is a central repository. She will send it to the central repository. From here, all of us will pick. Clear? I mean, it's not necessary that you understand everything right now, but it's good to have some basic understanding. This is what continuous development is all about. You have your working copy on your local, you'll send it to a report to the server, and you will, share it with the other people. And then continuous integration, what is it all about? In continuous integration, what happens is once you develop this small code, you will convert that into an executable file. That can be an executable file, war file, or a jar file. This you need to deploy it inside a web server so that you can see it on a web page. Does it make sense? Guys, you're able to follow this? If not, please ask
Yeah.
me. Okay, good example. You guys might have tried something called Uber Eats or Swiggy here in India, right? What they do, they deliver the food to your home. Okay, how do they do? In order to actually, if you're running a hotel business, you wanted to prepare some items, you want them to get delivered to the customers. That Uber Eats or delivery partner, technology delivery partner is like your continuous integration. That means when you develop something here, right, you commit to the source control. That is your Git. Once you commit to the Git from that repository, you need to take a build for you to do a parcel. That means you wrap it with a foil, aluminum foil, so that heat will not get out of it. So you have that food parcel, very warm and delicious. Put it in a parcel or package them together. That's what building it is. And then test it. Start eating it. Though it's a bad example, testing as for eating, but I'm just saying. So you develop a website, integrate with a Git control, Git source control, build it to get a jar file or a EAR file, test it whether whatever the changes made by you guys is working fine for all 4 changes. Are we clear, guys?
I think you mean to say that it stays warm when it's get delivered. Right. Not
Yeah,
eating.
yeah. This is what you
Should
call
be
a
warm enough, right?
warm example, right? It's a warm example. It's still hot.
It's,
Yeah,
if it's delicious but cold, then doesn't. That's true.
yeah, 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 yeah. I think you have a cold heart to eat it very warm. That's good. Good. So yeah, just kidding. So it's still intact. Yeah, warm means it's still intact, right? It's not hampered. That's also one more good example. And you can test it. And this is a continuous process again. So you need to have a continuous integration. In order to achieve this, you need to have this continuous process. So um, now I think who answered just now? Kumar, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Kumar. Kumar is clear. How about Nori, Sanjay, and Sid? We have one more participant, Sid also. Nori, how about
Yes.
you?
Yes. It's good.
Okay, so you really like it warm when you eat it, right? That's good. Nice. How about Sanjay? Sanjay, you're clear? Unless he's talking on
Sorry,
mute.
I had to step away for a second.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I had to take a call from overseas.
Hmm.
So sorry about that.
No problem. What I was saying is, we talk about continuous development where you have Git to actually, share all the code to each other. In continuous integration, we do the development, build, testing, and development again. I mean, this is an iterative process. For this, I was saying we can use Jenkins.
Okay, okay,
This is what you missed, nothing else. You can
sure.
still
Sorry
go
about
through, no problem. So, that's what I said, right? That's why I have a better plan. We have a running notes introduced from tomorrow. That's going to be very interesting. So Sanjay can still take the calls while he's.
I have a quick question. Maybe I need to ask the
Hmm?
organizer. Is this
Go
the
ahead.
only time that this session will happen? Or do you guys have different batches timing?
Not sure if someone is there. Let's see. I think if no one answers, I can answer that, Sanjay. As of now, we are planning to have it on weekdays. Not sure about the other batches. I think I will ask this question also, and probably when you join tomorrow, you can ask this question again when the organizer starts the session.
Okay, yeah.
Hope you're good, Sanjay.
Yeah, I'm good for now. Thank you.
Excellent. Good. Nice. Continuous testing. Continuous development, we have Git, because Git is very popular tool. That's why we talk about Git. Still, I can talk about SVN to differentiate. Continuous integration, Jenkins. Continuous testing, we have Jenkins along with Selenium. So what happens here? When a code is developed, it's been integrated with continuous integration, Jenkins. And the same code need to be tested continuously. So Selenium does it for you. Let me show that demo. Can you guys see this? Selenium IDE. Can you guys confirm if you can see
Yeah.
this? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yes.
cool, yeah, it's a very cool thing. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how it works for you. Let's say I would like to add a mobile here. Okay. So I wanted to test how good is my product in terms of adding to cart. Okay. So what I will do now is record a new test, give the URL. So it's Amazon, give the URL, start recording. This is beautiful. See what happens. I'm here. Some mobile. Okay. I don't know what it is. Probably you guys are more, you know, you have more idea on this. I don't know about this mobile, but can you see here Selenium ID is recording? What
Yes.
it does is, yeah, it records everything. It's taking time due to network issues, whatever it is, it's taking time. Okay, let me come back to this. So this session is, this particular search is getting recorded. Okay, now you can go back to Selenium and say, okay, here it is. Yeah, stop it. Name it as Samsung. You're searching for Samsung product. Okay, now see what happens. Click on play. You guys need to tell me what is happening now. I'm not doing anything. My cursor is still here on the left hand side here. I'm not doing anything. Can you guys figure it out what is happening?
It recorded all the actions.
Exactly. So next time, Nuri, when you make a change or you change the mobile or you change the picture of the mobile, don't you think it's easy? You're testing the same.
Yes.
So less manual effort. If you want to test the same thing again and again, don't you get, frustrated? This is what, you know, the advantages. So far, everything is green. Here it's red
Hello.
because, yeah, go ahead.
You're breaking up. Oh, now you're good, but
Oh,
you were breaking up for a
oh,
second.
I'm really sorry, guys. So is my voice perfectly audible to others?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Sanjay, is it okay now? Sanjay, right? Or can you check internet at your side, Sanjay?
Yeah, I can check.
Yeah. I think for the others, it's good. But thanks for letting me know that. Good. So this is what continuous, uh, you know, testing is all about. Continuous deployment. That's what I said. Chef, Puppet, Ansible. Configuration management. That means if you want to automate the installation, you can use these things. If you want to put them into a container is a lightweight entity because you don't actually need an operating system for you to run a 200 MB software. Okay, you don't need 50 GB operating system. You can have a small container that is 500 MB. That's what container is all about. We'll understand more about that in detail. This is what continuous deployment. Once you deploy, you can actually start accessing it. Once this is done, continuous monitoring using, Splunk or Nagios, we can actually, you know write some patterns so that if your CPU is low, it triggers an email. If your memory is low, it triggers an email. Okay, that is what continuous monitoring is all about. And if you can see here, in Agile, agility is only in development, but agility is both in development and operations. That's where DevOps comes into the picture. Agility means it's quick. Agility means quick. Okay. Here you have agility only in development because you don't have all the tools where you can combine all the development, testing, release, monitoring. So Agile does not have DevOps, but DevOps will have both. It involves CI/CD process, continuous integration, continuous development, continuous testing, continuous deployment. Timelines and quality have equal priority because everything is fast. When you have tools, it's fast. Similar example, go back 20 years. If you're booking a ticket, go to the counter, go near the window, wait for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and you have to come back home saying that I did not get the ticket. Okay, that's no more a headache. Now you have a smaller release cycles, feedback. That's what I said, fail fast, adapt quick. You need to have a collaboration and feedback very quick. Scope of work, agility, and need for automation. Yes. So continuous improvement, total. If you say continuous deployment, continuous development, continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring, overall continuous optimization altogether. What do you say, guys?
That's much better.
Nice.
Awesome, good. There you go. This what matters the most, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are waiting for this. Srini, where is this slide? Here it is. On an average, in the US pay scale, they earn around 95,000 per year. You know what? I have few friends who get more than 130 or 140 for DevOps. So that's what it is. Think about it. So very lucrative, and high in demand DevOps. Because
What about in India?
yes, it's I think 20 lakhs per annum. That's what I can assure. DevOps engineer, 15 to 20 lakhs for sure in
Okay.
Indian rupees. You can, you know this thing, right? What is it? Payscale.com, or I think for India there's something, right? Let me think about it. Even I used to check. Yeah, you can actually type pay scale for a DevOps engineer in your own favorite organization. You'll get for 2 years or 3 years or 1 year. Good. Any questions on this, guys? Good.
Is 47
Okay.
for the beginners?
Yes, absolutely. As a fresher, or you have 2 months experience or 3 months experience. But yeah, so it depends on organizations. Very, few companies will start with startups, or service based organization. They have less package, and comparison they pay more than this. Actually, product based companies pay more because they actually rely more on quality, speed with precision. Please remember, DevOps means speed with precision. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Clear, guys? There you go. AWS certified DevOps job trend. That's also moving. It's picking up along all the way along. So since we see few of the services inside AWS or GCP, you'll understand more. DevOps certification training, career opportunities. Average salary is this. Average salary. And these titles that you have: DevOps engineer, DevOps evangelist, release manager, or build and release engineer. That is one more thing. I worked as a build and release engineer inside Jenkins. I will share you my insights also. automation expert, software developer, security engineer. So in these domains, you have it more. In fact, in every domain, guys, if you take Walmart or if you take any organization, Amazon, Flipkart, or whatever it is, they definitely need DevOps because every organization is having agile. They need to go for DevOps. Agile means DevOps because if they go agile without DevOps, they can't deliver anything within 2 weeks because releases are shorter.
Mhm. So for security engineer, do they need any other certification or any other skill set?
Good question. So for certification, we have Azure, we have AWS certification. But having said that, there is no general DevOps certification. And trust me, guys, I am also working as a DevOps engineer. I never had any certification. But as long as you have the skills, as long as you have the skills and you can quickly maneuver in the industry, definitely you don't require any certification at all. For me, at least, I have attended 50 plus interviews on DevOps. Never they asked me about DevOps certification. Never. They because maybe this trend may follow after 5 or 6 years from now, but as of now, certification is not required because DevOps is a hard cake, will be a hard cake forever. Does that answer your question? For security engineer, yes. So you don't read, any, explicit certification, but you know, maybe very few companies may ask you whether you are certified on some networking concepts, but on DevOps, no, not required.
AWS has a security certification, right?
It has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the current trend, what I'm seeing now, you do have cloud, but all the cloud providers are actually onboarding all these tools that we are learning now. So if you learn these tools, you can play around on any cloud platform. That's the objective.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to understand the security part of that because
Mhm.
mainly I think they focus on the all the SSL integrations and all the certificates and how to maintain the network security and all that, right? So
Yeah,
uh, Jenkins cover those things.
not Jenkins, but I can just give you a small glimpse because um, for SSL, definitely, you need to have a certificate. Installation is different. In Java, it is different. In .NET, it is different. Okay, it is proprietary to the application. But I can give you a small glimpse how to do the SSL, installation. Once you install the certificate, it will be applied to the domain. And password management for security engineer, you have Vault or you have Key Vault inside AWS. But I can explain you Vault. What Vault does is it will encrypt your password, plain text to encrypted format. You can decrypt whenever you want
Yeah, they
with a
have
key.
now like they have different tools now, right? The Okta and all that, like two-layer single sign-on.
True.
So I think password is now not that much relevant as long
Yeah.
as that works out.
Yeah.
And they use the Terraform also, right, for networking.
Yes. 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 For
Okay.
actually creating the templates, Terraform or Cloud Formation. Yes.
Okay. You guys have anything on the Terraform side?
Sorry, your voice was breaking.
Yeah, no, I was asking like if you guys have any material on the Terraform.
I can give you that. Definitely. Though it's out of scope, I am willing to help. Definitely. Terraform is like you create a template, key value pairs, it will run it for you. Templating. See, whenever you select something, right? For example, you wanted to understand the behavior of Srini. See, I'm going to start menu, selecting something, going to the Chrome browser. All these things are graphical user interaction, right? You don't have a recorded steps of this, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you do it in Terraform. Instead of doing it in a graphical user interface, you write them in a template. Open instance, create firewall, open firewall. That's what Terraform is all about.
Yeah, it's kind of like anybody, uh, let's say, manually do some changes, and it can overwrite back as defined.
Perfect, yes. Yes, yes.
And that is, I think, integrated with Git, right?
Yeah, correct. You can, because see, Git is a collaboration tool and it can take any textual format only, not video audio. So Terraform is written in a plain text, right? I mean, it's in YAML, or it can be written key value pairs. Got it?
Yep.
Good. More questions, guys? So still we have some time. I can actually guide you. If you guys are good with it, I can actually give you further steps so that we can spend another next 10 or 15 minutes. We still have some time. What do you say, guys?
Yeah, we can do.
All three of you?
Yes.
Sure,
Excellent.
that's
Shall we
fine.
do something? Yeah, sure. We'll do something very interesting. So any Mac users here or everyone is Windows?
Windows.
Windows.
Good, good.
Windows.
Yep. Click on this link. So this link will take you to the download page. Click on Windows and download it. So once downloaded, let me know. I'm also doing it parallelly so that you don't check your operating
Can you
system
send
minus
the
60.
link, sir?
Yeah, it's in the chat. Let me know if you did not get it, but I sent it in the chat. Did you get it?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Good. Start downloading, guys.
Sorry, I missed one section. Are we doing the thumb drive edition or the first one?
Yours is a 32-bit or a 64-bit?
64-bit.
Good with the 64. First section,
But
not thumb drive section. First one,
okay.
yeah. I hope you guys are able to download, right?
Yeah, the file downloaded.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So is git cmd, git bash, and git GUI?
Yeah. So you already installed it.
Yes.
Very good. So the installation is very simple, guys, and I'll show you the installation also. So you have this first screen which says general public license. So this software is invented by Linus Torvalds. He's the one who created Linux. Okay. So click on next. Nothing to select. Next. In every page, you need to click on next only. Nothing to select. That's it. Done. Very simple installation. Once you have downloaded, please do install the same, guys. Let me know once you're done. Okay. You can click on launch Git Bash if you want. This will actually launch the Git Bash. So in total, guys, if you go to the start menu and type Git, forget about Git Desktop. Git Desktop is something which I did it explicitly. I mean, it's a different software. You have Git command, Git Bash, and Git GUI. Do you guys see the three things? Bash.
Yes, I see it.
Okay.
Yes, I see it.
Mm-hmm. How about the other person?
Other person, yeah, I also see.
Okay, you're also able to do it. So all three are clear, right, on the installation? Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So guys, I think that concludes our session today. So I think you can leave your feedback after the session. I'm not sure whether you'll get a link. You can actually let us know your feedback as well. I think it will pop up a link, I think, once it's finishes, or you can do it in LMS, I think. Please have a look at it. So we can actually catch up tomorrow's session at the same time. So tomorrow agenda is very simple. So this is what we're going to discuss once we finish the session. So tomorrow's agenda is we have now installed Git. We will understand what is Git all about, and we'll understand the other tools, why we are going for Git. Because first we need to know why we are learning a tool before learning the tool simply itself. Okay. Clear, guys? Any questions before we leave the session?
No, I'll just give you the feedback. I think, yeah, this was a good explanation, and rather than going into the different history about the DevOps, this was like more practical explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So we'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks.
See you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.